Premier Doug Ford says Ontario and Alberta took a major step together today toward building a new Canadian economy. He and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith say they're looking ahead to oil pipelines and mines that Ford says could make Canadian energy superpower. Al Sweeney is covering the story and joins us live with the latest. Al.
Hi there, Kelly. Well, there's nothing definite here yet, but the two premiers signed Memorandums of Understanding today to study energy and resource developments. They say it could lead to new cross-country pipelines and developing Ontario's Ring of Fire minerals, all aimed at countering Donald Trump's attack on the Canadian economy. As Ford met with Premier Smith in Calgary, he got everyone's attention when he whipped off his belt by surprise. It was perfectly above board. Ford was swapping his belt buckle for a new cowboy-style buckle Premier Smith gave him after they signed two memos of understanding.
That will open access to new markets and create thousands of new jobs across Canada. These agreements are transformational.
Today marks an important step forward in uniting our country.
The premiers are talking about pipelines carrying Alberta oil to southern Ontario, to James Bay in northern Ontario, and through British Columbia to the west coast. And a railway would connect Ontario's Ring of Fire mineral developments to the west coast. Their memorandums stressed the projects would use Canadian steel. At the same time, Alberta would buy made-in-Canada government vehicles benefiting Ontario, and Ontario would open its market to Alberta beer and alcohol. They say this is the way to fight Donald Trump following his re-election last year.
The world changed in November, and I think Canadians understand that we've got to start acting like a country. We've got to start supporting each other.
There's one person that's causing a problem right now, and that's President Trump. We want to move forward. We want to build the AMCAN fortress. But the days of relying on the United States 100%, they're done. They're gone. We're going to start being reliant and self-reliant on each other.
Today's signing came with a series of Ford cabinet ministers making the rounds in Alberta during the Calgary Stampede. An Alberta pollster says these agreements could appeal to Albertans who want a new relationship with Canada and help Premier Smith resist any Alberta separatism.
Danielle Smith is trying to speak to those separatists, but also speak to the people who want a new deal. And if she can get a better deal with Canada, it most definitely will calm the separatists down, but it'll also calm the non-separatists down.
While the head of Ontario's Green Party says Ford is adding to the fossil fuel crisis while ignoring clean energy jobs.
The Premier basically is saying, Canada's on fire, and I literally want to pour more fuel on the fire by expanding fossil fuel infrastructure, which doesn't even make sense economically, because as I've said, twice as much investment this year is going into the green energy transition.
So the Canadian Steel Producers Association says it's heartwarming to see Canada's premiers supporting the industry. It says it welcomes all initiatives to build up the country with Canadian steel.